On this week's episode, Bob goes video game fishing with fellow Renegade Bass Tournament competitor Brian Pollock. Brian shows Bob this fun technique for lake trout fishing, using the Lowrents to see the fish, watch the lure, and get the Lakers to strike. And later, Bob and his brother Wayne fish for Great Lakes smallmouth bass on Lake Ontario.
Wow. Thump, thump, thump. Here we go, boys. Wow-wee. That thing is a monster.
They fight hard, don't they?
Look at that magnificent fish.
Look at the size of that fish.
There he is again.
The color is incredible. Yeah, that's a nice one.
The Real Fishing Show with Bob Izumi.
All right. That is a big rainbow trout, Chris. Nice double header. Whoa.
Nice jump.
Yeah. All right. And that is so cool. Another one, there we go. The biggest pike I've ever caught. Look at that chunk.
Real Fishing is sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water, and Tim Hortons.
On the Real Fishing Show, we make catching fish like this a possibility.
There he is.
Got him?
Yeah.
Feel good?
Yeah, he feels good.
All right. Hey, folks, I'm here with Brian Pollock, and he's a fellow Renegade Bass Tournament competitor, buddy of mine. And we got into the lake trout a few years ago. He showed me how to do some video game fishing with your Lowrents electronics by Spot and Fish. And Brian, you know, you got this down to a science, don't you? You've had some practice at this,
A little
right?
bit of practice, yeah.
You originally started to use spoons for these deep fish, and were you using electronics back then?
Electronics.
Right.
And then a buddy caught two on these two old grubs. And
What do you mean,
thought,
like plastic twister type
yeah,
deals?
twister tails.
That were in his tackle box.
That were in his tackle box for probably 20 years. And I thought, well, one's a fluke, two's a pattern. So I was out here one day marking tons of them and dug around and grabbed a twister tail, and it was game on.
And you know, one of the keys though with this type of fishing is timing. We're using 3/8 ounce jig heads with these gulp grubs, and you're watching that go down your jig on the graph, and as soon as you see any movement of that fish starting to arc up, you engage your spinning reel.
Yeah.
You want to get them to commit coming up, don't you?
Yeah, it's all timing. If you reel too soon, they won't chase, and if you don't reel soon enough, they'll just go down.
Oh yeah, look at that. There it goes. Like, oh, it's going on the surface.
Oh, look at the one coming. Keep reeling. He's at 50. Is he going to break through? Yeah. Keep reeling.
No.
I think he's still coming. No,
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, that's so funny.
Was he
I'm
coming?
sure glad you're my seeing eye dog for the
He was
Lowrents.
coming.
Wow.
And that's how fast. If you don't get on it and start reeling, they're gone.
You know what? It was incredible. Like, I wasn't paying attention to the graph, Brian. I was actually looking at the scenery, enjoying it. It's so funny. You said, there's one, so I started to reel. Oh, he's a little guy. But he counts as one.
Oh, yeah.
He counts as one.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's doing the proverbial twist, which they sure like to twist. Okay.
Nice, healthy trout, though.
Yeah, it sure is. And there we are. Right there.
And that's just how fast they'll come on the screen. Like,
Yeah.
if you aren't on them, you won't catch them.
That is so cool. So pay attention.
Pay attention.
Pay attention. We'll do the torpedo on this one. Straight down. That's funny. Bang, right down to the comfort zone.
Yeah.
And we're talking the slimy high fives.
Real.
Oh, there we
There
go.
you go.
That's awesome. Oh, he's off. He's off. One thing about this type of fishing, I do want to tell the viewers that you got to be careful. You could decimate the population of a lake with lake trout by video game fishing them and watching them streak up and just reeling the bait away and them aggressively hitting your lures. It's so effective. It's more effective than, you know, the guys trolling around here with the wire line, and you want to be putting them back if you're going to be catching them.
Yeah, for sure. Nice trout.
All right. Good stuff.
There he goes.
Cool. Well, we'll just put them right back. Look at this.
Yeah.
Let them swim around there. And
he's gone.
all right. Very nice.
Perfect.
Very smooth.
Yeah, this is a good fish.
It looks like it.
Brian calls the shot. Video game fishing when we return. Stay tuned. Closed captioning is brought to you by BoaterExam.com. Let's take a look down under with this week's Fish Eye View, sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water. Some fish are simply designed to feed on bottom. There's no mistaking that downturned vacuum cleaner of a mouth. While certain bottom feeders may take food at eye level, it's best to lay it flat out. Being a bit too high may end in a refusal. Apart from these notorious bottom huggers, most species of fish participate in this feeding behavior from time to time, based upon forage location. During a tough bite, working along bottom is still a great way to turn things around. The necessity to present bait this way is also a sign of the times, a direct result of heavy fishing pressure. These days, many fish have been caught and released a number of times. We named this big largemouth Scarface. Highly conditioned, we saw him take a leech without hesitation. When we served up a fresh one on a plain finesse jig, he was really put off. No matter what we presented at eye level, it was turned down. But when we bottomed out to the very same bait, it was a totally different story. Most likely because he couldn't see the line. It's a fact that fish are becoming increasingly line shy, even with the best fluorocarbon. Clear water steelhead frequently become hypersensitive to any type of line, refusing suspended baits. Now see what happens when you lay it all on bottom, hook, line, and sinker.
Boy, you called that shot, Brian.
Yeah, this is a good fish.
It looks like it. Where's it going?
He's going right to the bottom. That's a good fish.
Good stuff. Look at that.
Yeah.
I see the drag's working good on that revo anyway.
It's working great.
Is he taking you around?
He's taking me where he wants to go.
Now, for you folks at home, Brian Pollock and I, we fished the Renegade Bass Tournament Series in Eastern Ontario against each other. It's a team circuit. And, you know, you got a pretty stressful job. You're a paramedic?
Yeah, been a paramedic for quite a while, so.
So, you know, you see all kinds of tragedies and sad things in life. So your stress relievers tournaments and just going out fishing, is it?
Yeah, fishing.
Well, you called your shots, you know, obviously a lot of areas to catch Lakers, and some areas have got numbers, some areas I guess have got bigger fish but fewer fish.
Yeah, I mean there's spots on the lake where you'll get some real big fish, but you won't have the numbers. Usually if I get into a lot of small ones, I'll just move until I find the bigger ones.
So let's take the province of Ontario. You could do this from Lake of the Woods to Lake Simcoe to Rideau Lake to all the lake trout lakes basically across Ontario, right?
Yeah, I mean I've done this on quite a few different lakes and it works everywhere. You might have to find out what color they want in a certain lake, but it
Chartreuse has been good for you. White, and some of the guys now are using swim baits, right?
Yeah, a couple buddies of mine, they love their swim baits, so.
They're using them still on the 3/8 ounce jig head, are they?
But the same thing, making them chase it.
I think you either got a small fish with a big attitude or a big fish with a big attitude.
Yeah, he's got attitude.
I haven't seen the air bubbles come out yet.
Not yet, no.
Usually when they get near the surface, they start burping a bit of air, right?
Yeah. And he's getting close now.
How's that Fenwick Atos rod holding up? Good?
Yeah, it's got lots of backbone, but a nice fast tip, so.
You like a medium action graphite rod, but like that Atos, for instance, it's got the tip, the bend in the tip, but the bottom 2/3 still got the backbone.
Yeah,
eh?
I mean, you have to have backbone with these big guys, and if you didn't, you couldn't muscle them a bit. Here he comes now.
Oh yeah, there he is. Very nice, oh yeah. Very nice fish. You got him?
Yeah.
Good one. Look at that.
Missed it.
All right, very nice. Okay, let's get that baby in the water. Good job. There goes, it's just kicked.
Yeah.
Sort of spiraled down and just kicked. Hey folks, summer lake trout fishing, sight fishing with your electronics, it's like playing video games. Once again, Brian Pollock showed me and schooled me on how to do it. Thanks a bunch, man.
No problem.
That's awesome.
When we return, Bob and Wayne fish Lake Ontario for big bass action. Stay tuned. This tip of the week is sponsored by Coleman, the outdoor company.
Hey, whether I'm on the land or on the water, having the right tools to get the job done efficiently is important to me. And the sooner I get this lawn mowed, the quicker I'll get out there fishing. And that's what I want to talk about, is being efficient on the water. Before I even get out, I make sure that I get all of my rods and reels properly rigged. You know, for various techniques, I've got them spooled up with fresh line, all the different hooks and baits rigged and ready to go. Another thing is, it's a no-brainer to have all of your terminal tackle, hard baits and soft baits organized so that they're easy to find. I always top up the boat full of fuel before I hit the water, fill it up full of oil, and I also carry a spare jug of Mystic oil in the back compartment. I don't know how many times over the years I've bailed out fellow tournament competitors after a long run, and they're almost to the weigh-in, but they run out of oil. So carrying spare oil is very important. Having a good personal flotation device is also very good for your safety, and this is a Stearns, and it's an automatic manual CO2 cartridge type device. So if you fall in the water, this will automatically inflate and could save your life. Having a selection of tools is also important. I've got a little Cuda de-hooker here and a number of other tools, including pliers for taking out fish hooks, trimming line, cutting wire, putting split rings on, and also a few pair of scissors. Now, whether you're cutting your super lines like fire line or spider wire, or trimming some of your soft plastic baits, having some of these tools handy, nearby, and accessible are very important. Hey, it's all about being efficient when you get out there so you can get the most enjoyment out of your day on the water.
There's one, Bob.
All righty. Wow.
A little acrobatic, huh?
I think, whoa. I think he's...
Three jumps in a row.
He's doing well.
Well, it's not a big one.
Yeah, but you know what?
They're all good. They're all
Great
good.
Lake smallmouth fishing is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is.
It really
When you
is.
hit the conditions, when you hit the conditions right, and there's ultra clear water. Okay. And believe it or not, this is relatively tiny fish.
You know one thing, there's going to be a lot of fish around because we've got such an incredible, season opened up just last weekend.
Yeah.
And the water temperature is still cold, so there's a whole school of carp going in front of me, just blaze through. You've got fish
huge
going
ones, eh?
all over the place.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most incredible springs we've had because summer has come upon us, and there's a lot of shallow smallmouth all over the Great Lakes, and it's one of those bonus years. Okay, let's see what we can find some of them big mamas. There we go. Whoa, look at the size of that fish, Wayne.
Nice fish.
That is what you call a
Toad.
big old, I better get the net on this one.
You think so?
This is what you call one of those Great Lakes smallmouth. Look at the size of that thing.
That's what happens if you eat too many gobies.
That is, he's on.
Have you been eating gobies lately, Bob?
Look at that thing. Whoa. Oh yeah. That's a over 5.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Look at this block, guys. Wow.
Nice.
Hit a big, well not a big, actually a micro swim bait. And this is that's a little grass pig, Wayne.
Oh yeah. The bigger ones that work better, wonderful for largemouth.
Oh, I
right?
love
They're
that grass
incredible.
pig down at Okeechobee, but
Yeah.
boy, the small ones work for block smallmouth. Like, I mean, that thing there that's 5+.
Oh, for sure.
5
Look at
plus.
that fat too.
We're talking about trophy fish, and let me put it back. I mean, that thing came out to play, and it's just too nice, you know what I mean? What a block. Awesome. That's what fishing all over the Great Lakes is about. You know, whether you're on Lake Ontario, we're just in Kingston today, and I mean, if I had to pick one place to fish the rest of my life, it would probably be the St. Lawrence River and Lake Ontario. It's been good to us over the years
Oh,
for
yeah.
tournaments, and let's catch some more of them babies.
More great smallmouth bass action on the Great Lakes when we return. Stay tuned.
Here we go. Whoa. Look at that. Whoa, whoa, he's off. That was a monster, wasn't it, Wayne?
Unbelievable.
What was it, like a 5-pounder?
Yeah, easy.
Oh,
fish.
man. And my swim bait's just sort of threaded around my jig head here. That's a custom rigging right there by a 5-pound smallmouth. That's called the swim bait swirl there. Oh yeah, that's a thick one.
Oh, geez, it looks so tiny in the water, and then they get sort of.
What'd you do, put a one of those Havoc flat dogs on?
Yeah, it did. Very light, fat.
Wow.
Yeah. What color is that?
Oh, that's a good color.
Nice color. What is it? It's called green pumpkin candy.
That is an awesome color.
Just using a great big old straight hook, tossed it way out there, and did a do nothing.
Just let it sink down.
Well, actually, it was just sort of drifting with the boat. This is the ultimate lazy man's bait.
Whoa. Whoa.
That is a black.
That's incredible. Wow. I love smallmouth fishing. Look at that thing.
Wow, the net's bending.
Oh, man. Look at that thing.
Geez, what is that? Pretty close to 6,
I
eh?
don't know. You all,
Yeah.
you know, just for fun. I think it's like a 5+, but we should put it in live well. We'll just weigh it for
That's a
fun,
good
and
idea.
we'll release it.
Yeah, okay. The head is
Wow.
so small.
Let's just get the scales out and see what it'll do.
Interesting. I say 5 pounds, 10 ounces.
I think about 5 1/4. Put them in this bass bag to get a weight. What do we got?
5 pounds, 10 ounces.
Come on.
Yeah, I won.
That is a monster. See you, buddy. All right. This is about as good as it gets, though, isn't it, Wayne? And you know, it's a big argument as to which Great Lake is the best smallmouth fishing.
They're all turning on, but Erie's got more fertility. Then you got big ones over in Huron, Michigan. They're talking about Lake Superior. Ontario, it's
Of course,
amazing.
they get some big boys in St. Clair in the fall. It's a big deal, like which is the best Great Lake for smallmouth? Well, folks, you be the judge. I mean, I like them all. They're all great.
You sure they're great?
Oh. Whoa. I think you got yourself a horse. Is that big or what?
Isn't that line? Here we go.
Got him? Okay. Whoop. That's a pretty good one.
Come on. It's headstrong.
Oh yeah. That's over 5. There you go. I'll help you on that one. Look at that.
Ooh. What a chunk, eh? Unbelievable.
What do you figure?
I don't know. It's so short, though. Look
Yeah,
at
but look. I'm not the tallest
Listen,
person
you
in the world, but I
turn
got,
sideways.
but
We'll check girth.
It's all about girth.
Unbelievable, eh?
That
It feels like lead.
Let's see. Oh yeah,
And
very
small,
heavy here.
Small head. Here.
I'm gonna grab my phone. I'll get one photo of you. I need documentation that you caught something big today.
Oh, gee. Okay, got it. Ugh.
You wouldn't believe how big that looks.
Is that ever heavy?
Sounds like a lot of work.
I'm beginning to sound like
Bending
you.
I think he's feeling pretty good after catching one like that.
Hey, that was a good fish.
It was awesome. You know, this place is just amazing. I don't know. And I did say earlier, Wayne, about St. Clair being a great lake. It's a mini lake, right? It's not one of the Great Lakes.
It's a medium lake in between the Great Lakes, yeah. Yes. All right, where's that? Whew.
Yeah, all right. This is a big fish. That is a fish of a lifetime. Well, that is just amazing. Look at that thing. Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, man. That was too cool. Oh, man, what a fish. Look at that. Yes.